of teaching. Grand Risings. We are back on the morning mental. Y'all know I told y'all that if it gets too hot in here, they will shut us down. I want to inform the family that what you just witnessed in the last hour has been completely deleted from Instagram. There is no copy unless one of you all recorded it. That's how anytime we tell the truth, you know they're going to wipe us out. So everything you just heard in the last session is gone. They didn't even give us a chance to save it. It is gone. But I just hope that they remember that because they're going to miss us when we're gone. And we will be pulling out shortly. But I wish you a grand rising. We're right back here on part 2 of the morning mental. And if you didn't get the first part, our topic today is sorry, not sorry. Intent versus impact, and the entire situation surrounding the good brother, Nick Cannon, and his apology after he stood on his ground and why it may have been beneficial. Yes, they deleted all that. So I'm going to go ahead and give them something else to delete because I'm going to repeat that last part before I end it one more again. Y'all know how we do. I give praises to the Most High who makes this possible for me to come before you and speak, who gives me a voice. I did not have this voice when I started this journey, but we all metamorphosize into our true form. And when that happens, we walk in our true purpose. A lot of you all out there know that on the morning mental, I try to give you something to think about, but I also try to give you something that we desperately need today. Hope. Hope that we're going to survive. Hope that we're going to get out of this. Hope that they learn that we are not to be played with. I'd like to send a major, almost galactic shout out to my brother, Kimmy Seba, who is now my partner to the death. My good brother over in France, who is one of the biggest Pan-African political leaders. His organization is now joined with the NFAC. We are an international network and we are growing exponentially. I send a shout out to you, brother. I did receive the other video that you sent me, and I shall share that with all of my brothers and sisters on this side of the globe as we continue to solidify the tip of the spear of Yahweh. But I want to get back into sorry, not sorry. And if you remember when we left off, I sound like Batman. See, I'm about to tell my age because a lot of y'all don't remember. There was a time when we used to run home from school. Y'all remember this? And we had to catch Batman. And Batman always used to start off by trying to tell you what happened in the last episode. They don't do that in TV no more. I don't watch television because it's brainwashed, but there was a time when they actually used to keep everything linked and you knew when something was out of sequence. Remember they used to come on in our last episode and they would bring you up to speed so that you would know what the hell was going on in the episode you was about to watch. So I'm going to have to do that because they erased the last episode of Morning Mental, which is something they only do when I get too close to the truth. Brothers and sisters, I let you all know that please don't be too hard on the brother for making the apology because it could be a smart move that's cloaked to look like weakness. Have you ever seen, remember there was a fight that happened when Muhammad Ali did what we call the rope-a-dope. Y'all too young to remember the rope-a-dope. It looked like he was getting his ass whipped throughout the whole fight. It looked like he wouldn't put in no effort to try to beat Joe Frazier. It looked like he was just getting pounded. And all of a sudden, we found out that he wasn't getting pounded. He was resting and letting his enemy wear themselves down. And then he came out, floated like a butterfly, stung the fuck out of him, and the fight was over. The rope-a-dope. Sometimes when you appear weak, it's really a setup to show somebody how strong you are. When someone is not doing something the way you think that they should do it, maybe they have a strategy. And I have told y'all, let us use this brother as an example, because it looks like he kowtowed and step and fetched. It looked like he's trying to save what he has by giving in and issuing this PR written apology. It looks that way on the surface. But like I said before, for all of you all who don't want to leave this place when we're talking about, yo, man, it's time for us to go. We got to get out of here. We got to do this. We got to do that. Guess what? We now get to a place where, well, if we leave and go somewhere and build our own nation and become strong as any other nation and develop allies with any other nation and develop our own military like any other nation, then come back and say, where are the $14 trillion in reparations you owe us? Run the money. Okay. If we can come back and say, you know, some of this land belongs to us. You said you'd give it to us. We want it now. We fell back. They thought we were running away. No, we was going to regroup. When I was younger, I know, and a lot of y'all know that I have Dobermans. Those are my dogs of choice because they're intelligent like their master. I used to have a Doberman when I was young. And a lot of times when I was out, see, a lot of y'all kids is being bullied. Let me teach you something. Even in anyone who's been bullied, if that's what they call it now, whenever I got bullied as a child, I would try to fight back. But a lot of times I remember what my mother used to tell me. She says, if they put their hands on you, pick up a brick and knock them in the head. Well, bricks are not readily available unless you're participating in a riot these days, and they just show up by the pallet. Bricks for days. But when I was growing up, there wasn't a goddamn brick in sight. So I remembered something. I would run away. And the person who was trying to beat me up would say, he's a coward. He's running away. Look at him. I told y'all hood. He ain't representing your hood. That's what they would say. And then somebody out there would say, he's not running away. He coming back. And they would see us coming, me and my Doberman. And my Doberman would attack you. And I would attack you too. And we would both whip your ass. While he biting you up, I'm knocking you out. And people are standing back talking about, oh my God. You see what I did? I left and came back stronger. Now, that's not to be confused with all you weak cats who scared to take an ass whipping, so you run and get a pistol. Come on, y'all. Come on now. It's not that serious. Sometimes an ass whipping is sufficient. And remember, if you're going to issue an ass whipping, especially if it's to your coworkers or someone that's being racist towards you, just make sure you make them feel good by letting them know that the ass whipping comes with a guarantee. If you don't like the first one, the second one is free. No problem. So we move on now. Intent versus impact. That no matter what you say to someone, no matter what your intentions were, you cannot control the impact that it has on another person. No matter what you meant to say, you cannot control the impact that it has on an entire race. We don't want to hear no more apologies. We don't want to hear no more about we're going to go back and retrain ourselves. We don't want to hear no more. We're going to try to do better. We don't want you to try to do better. Be who you are. See, that's one thing I like about racism in the South. They up front with their shit. They up in the open. They have no problem that those racist asses that killed Ahmaud Arbery stood over him and then called him the N-word, because that's how they are. They in your face. They let you know. So you ain't got to wonder who your enemy is. But we got this other group that like to stay quiet because they really don't want to be outed. They rather watch everybody else fight. And then they try to act like they brought peace when they're the ones who started the shit to start with. If you do research and you dig way back, you'll find writings about what they call the barbarians from the north. The wild man, they called them. Beware of the wild man from the north. This is what they said in Africa. He comes from the north. He's the wild man. He's a barbarian. He can't be trusted. He's a troublemaker. He's mischievous. He's a thief. He's a liar. He's a rapist. You know, he likes to pit people against each other. Beware of the wild man. That's what they used to say. Now, the wild man is everywhere. And some of y'all even acting like him. Some of you all are starting to emulate him and imitate him. Elect Lady Tay, I had to sit back and ask myself, well, then if we're aware of this, why do we continue to fight amongst ourselves and not go after the common enemy? In the season that we're in today, we are starting to do just that. That's why they don't want y'all to leave. Don't pack up and go. We need you. We can't slave you out no more. So we just want to sell you stuff, okay? So we can keep making money off of you. Do you understand? So it's rather interesting that when I see my good brother, Mr. Cannon, have to apologize, I can consider either it a power move or I can look at it as, for real, bruh, for real, we ain't backing down for shit until some apologies are issued to us. I told y'all this. Did y'all think I was bullshitting with you? Think about it. No more apologies. No more we're going to go get sensitized. We're owed some apologies. We're owed some we're owed some rectifications about some of the things we've done. And I don't see those coming. I don't see a nonstop line of white folks that have profited off of us coming forward saying, we're sorry and here's how we're going to make. I don't want to see no more of these fake gestures where you got these corporations that are really built on our backs talking about we're going to give money to a bunch of people who don't do shit so that y'all can feel better about yourselves. You can't buy your way out of what you've done. You have to put some lip service behind what you've done. And you owe apologies, not just to the black folks. You owe apologies to everybody. No, I don't think the Jews should feel bad because somebody said something when you understand that the origin of what they're being offended by is not the same thing that we learn in our ancient books. There is a third party involved that slips some shit in the game so that they could do to them the same way they're trying to classify black people as second-class citizens in America, the same way they want you to think of the perception of black people as being thugs, as being hoes, as being bitches. I'm telling you what they want them to do, them to think about you. Don't get mad at me because I'm telling you the truth. This is what the picture they want to paint through the media, through the music. And a lot of y'all who bought into that just so you could survive. Now, when you try to stand on your square, they will yank your chain because they know you want to stay alive. They know you don't want to lose the lifestyle. They have already sucked you in with the riches. They've already blinded you to the plight of your own people that you think you doing us a favor when you throw some crumbs at us. Every time I see a Michael Jordan or a Dr. Dre or one of these people throw some pennies at something that pennies won't fix, and then think they've done their part, I'm disgusted because you still have not turned around and used all that money that you've amassed to dismantle the machine that keeps us where we are. Because most of us have high personal esteem, but your racial esteem is low when it comes to your people. I'm a black man. You can't tell me nothing. Speak for your race. I'll take a sidebar, give y'all some heads ups. I'm not going to be too transparent right now, but if you are wondering about Breonna Taylor, I will let you all know that there's going to be a major announcement. That's all I'm going to say. I advise you to stay tuned. NFAC, on alert. I've said it. There is going to be a major announcement. We move different, but we get results. I'm also want to talk a little bit about the situation that happened in Virginia. I did reach out to the Virginia State Police to find out, what's the disposition of the individuals that's in the video with Derek and Thompson and all the folks involved. Because when we first saw the video, we thought that it was something new. We found out that video happened over a year ago, but it's being brought to light because civil rights violations have been made and they now have an attorney. So that's now coming to light. But to reach out and let them know, if you listen to the video, the young man on the video who was on his way to work and hadn't done anything wrong was racially profiled by a white woman. And when he would not consent to her profiling, she called in her white brothers to come in and muscle the brother down. And of course, you can hear him on the video saying, "You got your knee on my neck." Now, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but the only time that I've had to put my knee on someone's neck is when I'm holding my Doberman down because he's acting a goddamn fool. And since he's as big as me, I got to put my knee on his neck so that he don't jump up and try to kill me, and I have to shoot his ass. And once I, wrestle my bag of weed away from him because he likes to smoke. Yeah, I'm talking about you. He likes to smoke and he likes the good stuff. He don't understand that we smoke weed. We don't eat the weed. He will eat the whole fucking bag. So I got to put my knee on his neck to get the bag from him because he's realizing I can't swallow the fucking bag because he's got his knee on my neck. I don't want to shoot him. But you can see that this video, which happened over a year ago, shows that this practice of putting knees on necks has been going on for quite some time. And maybe we need to do an etymological study and find out how many deaths have been caused by knees on necks. I'm on my morning mental. Sorry, but not sorry. I don't believe that we should have to apologize for exercising our freedom of speech. I looked at the Constitution last night. Don't ask me why, but I keep a copy around. And I could not find anywhere in there where it says the freedom, your rights to the freedom of speech shall not be infringed except by when you talk about certain things. I didn't see that. The same way I didn't see that the right to bear arms only applies to a certain group. I couldn't find that. I also couldn't find anything that told me what the parameters were for freedom of speech. I couldn't find it nowhere. I tell you what I did find though. I did find that we already have a law on the books for lynching, but nobody's saying nothing about that. It's a federal hate crime. The Emmett Till. That's the bill that it is. Nobody's talking about that. And why don't we have a federal task force? Because federal law has been violated. Why isn't there a task force looking for the causes of the lynchings? No, nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to address or apologize to us in the face of still glaring racism. And here's what I have to explain to everybody. You see, all of you all that went out here and fell for the Black Lives Matter brainwash, you're now sitting there kind of confused. I remember the looks on people's faces as they drove past my troops out there in Stone Mountain. Salute to all the soldiers of the NFAC who drove past and yelled out the window, "Black Lives Matter." And we said, "Fuck Black Lives Matter." And they were stuck because they didn't know what catchphrase to say to us anymore. They couldn't understand that maybe what you should say is black reparations. Maybe what you should have hollered out was black power. Maybe what you should have hollered out was black injustice be rectified. We probably would have received that a lot better. Because in spite of all of those platitudes, in spite of painting names on sidewalks, in spite of all of these bullshit ass commercials that you see on TV now, they just showed you ain't nothing changed by what they did to Nick Cannon. Your actions always speak louder than your words. Y'all keep bringing signs and rainbows to a gunfight. They're bringing guns to the gunfight. They're bringing pink slips to the gunfight. They're taking your money in the gunfight. Sorry. Not sorry. Not at all. You know, the other thing that I want to talk about this morning before we move on is that we have to stop being our own worst enemy. If you speak on behalf of the people, just like I'm doing now, and y'all have heard me say this before, be prepared to stay in the target. Big shout out to Public Enemy. Public Enemy's logo was brother in the sights. Brother, once you step into the sights, here we go with the comedy. Can y'all imagine if there was a cartoon where they had the brother, like this is like, you know how they roll out the logo? They got the target sights. The brother walk up with the beret, got his arm folded for the PE symbolism. And then what happens is he's standing strong. And all of a sudden you see some guy whispering in his ear and he gets out of the sights. Now there's nobody there. You see, my lovely brother, that's how you make us feel when you did what you did, especially when we all come out for you and we know that you're right. It only would have taken someone to do a little bit of studying to find out why those people were so offended by that terminology. In case y'all didn't hear it, I'll say it again here in the second half because they erased it. Maybe they'll erase this one too. Can y'all make sure we capture this one before we get this one? Is that if you do your etymological study and you do the exegesis of the term, you'll find out that we're talking about two different things. We're arguing over two different things. If you go back and you study Germany before the rise of the Nazis, Germany was a pretty advanced country. Germany was a pretty liberal country. Oh, I see that the sun has shown up shining on my face, on my melanin, on this beautiful morning. That is because my skin is an organ and it loves the sun. I hope you're getting some too. I'm trying to get this vitamin K, vitamin D thing going. But if you study the origins of what they did to these people, and they took a term the same way they stole a symbol from us, they took a term and they turned around and they tried to apply it to these people. It was to politicize them, to become victims. It is not saying that what we know when we study the ancient Kemetic texts are not true. But see, y'all don't know that piece. And who snuck this little piece in the game? It's the very people that's being quiet right now. I don't think we should have to do any talking. I think we should be ready to do a whole lot of listening. I think that we've arrived at a time that instead of white people sitting around giving us these watered down apologies, that they need to call a forum and they need to admit and own all the bullshit that they did and then issue those apologies. You see, the power that is coming into play right now is exactly why my face is starting to shine at you the way that it is. Because the more that I drag you closer to the truth, the more Yah begins to manifest itself in front of us. You can feel it. Something's coming. You know it, that a time has come, that the paradigm is about to shift. And as it is said before, those who will speak to you will not be the people that you've been listening to. Those who will speak truth to you with purpose and passion so that we can move along and gain in our plan that we talked about. Those people will come from amongst you. They will be awakened. You know how everybody's saying, I'm awake, I'm awake. No, when the truly awake walks up, they will show you how much that you are asleep and how much you need to awaken. I am on my morning mental right now in the power of, walking in the purpose of. And y'all still don't want to believe that you're witnessing it happen right in front of you. There are other brothers and sisters that are going through this change also, that now the light of Yah shines from our words to move our people, to speak to the essence of your melanin. And if you don't have melanin, then the light won't shine from you. You see what's happening to me right now? It's happening to us as a race. It has to happen. Because what they are trying to tell you that they learned in the ancient Kemetic texts, when they study the bloodline of Abraham and Shem, and they start talking about the tribes and the children of Jacob, and people start saying, well, I'm confused. If all of this happened, well, weren't they black? We're not trying to dispute that. But you have to realize that these group of people over here that are that were demonified, that were that were persecuted, that were killed, that were murdered. I'm not talking about those of us in the Black Holocaust. I'm talking about the ones in the German Holocaust. See, if you don't understand how they ended up where they did, a lot of y'all just don't understand because you don't study. But go back and study how they ended up in the situation, because what was done to them was done to them by a group, a cabal of the elite who chose an idiot to be the leader who turned out to be a psychopath, but who used a principle, the same principle they're using against to make black folks in America look like we're less. That is why all my brothers and sisters around the planet are so excited. That is why all my brothers and sisters around the planet got energized when they saw the NFAC. That is why all my brothers and sisters around the planet realized that the bell had been rung and that the horn had been blown and that it was time for them to follow the lead of their brothers and sisters, because they saw us beginning to walk in our purpose and not talk about our purpose. They saw us taking steps toward our salvation and not just looking at the steps to be mounted of our salvation. And if you got a problem with anything that I've just said, you can go ahead and click off, because that means that you're not ready to walk. You're just content with talking. Remember, the chosen are chosen. They're not self-appointed. If you didn't get the phone call, why the fuck are you on the conference call? Nobody told you that. You told yourself that. And a man who disillusions himself is a man who walks in false purpose. But we're walking in our righteous purpose and design as it's been stipulated and so designed by our Creator. I'm deep on my morning mental this morning. As I roll over here in this gigantic bed all by myself, I'm so glad that the only person in here with me is Yah. Because sometimes you have to remove the distractions to get clarity in your life. There's somebody listening to me right now that needs a little bit of clarity in your life. Let me help you out. First of all, don't sit there and stress over whether or not this person loves you or cares about you, because there are people in the world who don't want nothing from you, who loves you for the person that you are. I know, because I'm one of them. There are people in the world who want to see you rise up because they want to see all of us rise up with no strings attached. That's called unconditional love. You can get that right here. There's a sister out there right now who doesn't know how she's going to make it because nobody told her that she can make it. Sister, you're going to be all right. You're going to make it. There's a brother out here that never got a blueprint or the guidance because they incarcerated their father, or their father abandoned them. Let me be the first one to tell you that if you need somebody to hear those words from, brother, you're going to be all right. Don't doubt yourself. Listen to your intuition. Stand up and straighten up your crown. Walk amongst your people. You might can't do everything that I'm doing, but do what you can. You see, a lot of people don't remember the story that when Yah decided he wanted to come down and live amongst the people, he told them, I'm going to need y'all to build me a house. He said, build me a tabernacle. And that tabernacle has to be made out of the things that you bring to the table. Now, I know a lot of y'all ain't got a whole lot to bring to the table, but bring what you got. Bring your gold, bring your silver, bring your myrrh, bring your acacia wood, bring all of those things and build me a house so I can come down and dwell amongst my people. And everybody gave what they could. And once they did, the Most High came down and he dwelled in the Holy of the Holies. And am I teaching to somebody real quick? And what happened is only those who were of the priesthood could go in and talk to him and check him out. But the people was happy because when they looked upon the tabernacle, which was the house that they carried with them, they knew that the master was in the house and they had something to do with it. They didn't have everything that big superstars and athletes have. They had what they had. And they gave what they could. So, brother, whatever it is that you can contribute to the moving of your people, you do that. Sisters, whatever you can bring to the table, it's needed. It's worth it. Don't ever let nobody tell you that what you do don't matter. It's not that Black lives matter. We already know that. Stop telling us the obvious. What we really need to know is that Black survival matters. And if we don't take that under our mantra, we're never going to be anything but just what they used to be. You know, Louis Vuitton used to put us on display display in a zoo, and all y'all running around with a Louis Vuitton bag, acting like you got some. Louis Vuitton laughing at your dumb ass because he used to put you on display in a zoo. Big shout out to my man Raheem, a Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. He posted it on his site today. See, I'm everywhere, but I'm nowhere. I'm everybody and I'm nobody. You can't put me in an organization because I wasn't brought here to be organized. You can't say I'm a part of what you believe because I believe what Yah believes, and Yah did not create just you. He created everybody. Can I talk to somebody? I'm in here trying to get you straight. I'm trying to get you to stand up. I'm trying to get us to walk in our purpose once and for all. And if I can't do it, nobody can. Somebody say, talk, black man. They don't want us to stand up. They want us to stoop. That's why when the good brother said what he said, they were, now watch this. They getting hit from all sides. See, they know how to shut you up when you say something because you owe them something. They own something of yours. But that's why they won't talk about what we did on Stone Mountain, because there's no way they can fix that. So they rather ignore it. Oh, they're going to ignore that. They can't call me up and say, we need you to make an apology for carrying all them guns up there. No. That's how you got where you are. So, you know, if we make moves like that, we're going to get where we wants to be. You can't call me and tell me, oh, you can't form alliances with your brothers and sisters around the globe. Why not? You did. Can you say the G7? You can't call us. See, you ain't got nothing over us, but you had something over that brother. And yes, they got him in a room and they talked to him and they let him know in so many uncertain terms, if you try to fight us, we'll put you back where you were. All praises to the Most High that we all walk in our purpose together. Now, we know everybody can't go together. Some of y'all are so self-consumed with the spirit of jealousy, envy, hate, and self-hatred that you really need help. You need to go sit with a counselor. You need to go sit with an intercessor. No, you can't keep walking around being mentally damaged. Yes, mental health is not at an all-time high. No, there's a lot of folks who need help and they refuse to get it. Okay? And for most people, the best way to get help is to first admit that you have a problem. Am I talking to anybody this morning? Can somebody get with me right now? Type in right now. Your comment should be, tell the truth. I want to see nothing but tell the truth. I came out here this morning to tell the truth. Somebody got to get on board with me because I only came to tell the truth. I'll wait. Let me read it. Let me see who ain't telling the truth here. Elect Lady Tay, tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Piggies Carter, tell the truth. Lady P was here. You ain't say it. My melanated citizen is telling the truth. All Fiona is telling the truth. Kids Day is telling the truth. Can we tell the truth up in here? Unapologetic apology. Tell the truth. Queen Zinga, tell the truth. I see everybody knows that we came to understand that it's time for everybody around this motherfucker to tell the truth. Don't call me asking me, why did I tell the truth? I'm going to ask you, why are you still lying? Don't call me and ask me why I told an uncomfortable truth. I'm going to ask you, why are you uncomfortable with the truth? Don't come to me with your weaknesses when it's a time for us to be strong. I told you, I'm going with or without you. So you might as well get with the program. The 400 years is up. And all y'all checking your watch, well, the 400 years is up. What we supposed to do? We're doing. Now you need to get on board. Now, like I'm going to say before, I don't want to hear no more people talking about they apologize for being a racist. No, you're a racist, okay? Don't tell us that we're racist. We can't be racist because to be a racist means you're practicing racism. Racism was invented by white people in 1770, okay? They came up with racism. We were not racist. We can be offended by the practice of racism against us. Yes, that's true. But just because I love my people does not mean I hate you. You see, hate comes from you. Hate started with you. The division of nations and populations started with you. The enslavement of people in a barbaric way came from you. And now you got the audacity to sit there and try to be indignant about the fact that somebody don't like what you did. You want us all to just go along and take the treatment that you give to us. And when we moan and groan about it, you tell us that we wrong. Let me tell you something. If I continuously beat my dog, eventually he is going to attack me. Now I might get mad and shoot him, but the bottom line was I'm going to feel bad later because I know it was my fault. And our problem, even as racists, is that we have no accountability. White folks that are on my live that are slid up in here because you think you can tiptoe into the kingdom because you came here to get some information. The bottom line is you know that this is your time, that your comeuppance has happened, and that all of the people around the world, all of the descendants of the 12 tribes, all of the melanated people are ready for you to truly take accountability for all the shit you did for the last 1,500 years. Then take accountability for what you did to our religion over the last 2,000 years. And then take accountability for what you're still continuing to do. If me and my boys decide to go out tomorrow and dig up George Washington and put him in the Black Museum, if we have a black nation and we come over to the United States and start digging up all the founding fathers and throw their ass in a museum, if we decided to come over to the United States and take all of your gold and then give you some bullshit ass money, that piece of paper that don't mean nothing, y'all will lose y'all goddamn mind. Y'all be ready to go to war. Oh, I hear the white boys talking real strong. They say we're a joke. I see all the white boys talking about they ain't really got no weapons. You know what? A stuck pig is always going to holler. You kick a dog and it's going to bark. The bottom line is, if we was not what you thought we was, you wouldn't waste all this time on all these videos trying to talk your people down, telling them that we're not a threat. If we were not a threat, then why did we make the headlines of Law Enforcement Times? You know, the police got their own goddamn magazine. Yes, in fact, you made the front page of Law Enforcement Times. I read the article. The shit was comical. It was interesting the way they tried to depict us. But what they did not say was that we were not a threat. They let every law enforcement official in the whole goddamn world know that something has happened amongst the black people. And as they said in the Law Enforcement Times, they haven't seen anything this significant since the Black Panthers. As a matter of fact, in one of their sections, they said this was even more of a threat than the Black Panthers. So apparently somebody out there knows that you are about to be held accountable for what you've done. I would rather you just come forward and issue an apology to all of us, and that you start the process of reparations, and that you start the process of land distribution, that you start the process, because if you don't, the process is going to start on its own. And don't think that I'm the only mouthpiece that there is. The same way y'all raised me to become a mouthpiece, he's raising another one right now. The scary part about it is the next person that comes to talk to you probably won't be a black man. It'll be a sister that talks just like me. And I'm not talking about a sister that's trying to take us down the rainbow path. I'm talking about a sister that wants the black family back. I'm talking about a sister that wants to be held in the high regard of the queens that they are. I'm talking about a sister that they know that if you touch one of us, you're going to stir up the whole hornet's nest of the brothers that support and protect them. That's the next person you're going to have to deal with. So you deal with me now, or you deal with us later. 444 just rolled through here. Got to stop on the 444. If you don't know what 444 means, you better go ahead and check with yourself. I'm talking to somebody up in here this morning, but I'm on my morning mental. I just woke up. You see, sisters, when your king wakes up with this type of energy, Don't always think that he has one thing on his mind. Maybe he wants to roll over to his queen and say, can I build with you for a minute? Because the creator put some stuff on my mind. Or sister, roll over to your man and say, can I build with you for a minute? Oh, don't misunderstand me. I've already taught you that if you find yourself with the wrong type of individual, you need to separate from that person because they're going to take you somewhere that you don't need to be. There are a lot of people right now that are sitting around trying to figure out what happened. 2020 happened. Didn't y'all realize that y'all was running around being afraid of 2012? Remember that? They were, 2012, the world's going to end. No, that was a distraction because they knew 2020 was coming. No. We got to make sure we're ready for 2012. They even put a movie out. The world gonna end in 2020. And the only place that survived the movie was Africa. Did anybody pick up on that? And white people want a boat on their way to Africa. Come on now, get the fuck out of here with that right there. You mean to tell me that that's what's going to happen? Y'all want, no. You knew 2020 was happening. The Vatican knew 2020 was happening. All the examination of all our ancient texts that they've been pouring over down in the basement of the library that they stole from the Library of Alexandria. They knew this was going to happen. So when we start to stand up for ourselves, it's not because we ain't got nothing better to do. It's because the time is now. Can I teach in here just for a couple of minutes? Just for a couple of minutes. I want you to remember that when this is all said and done, we're going to be living in a whole different world. And I don't know about you, but I'm not about to stand by and let them shape the world that we're going to live in. You see, the world that they trying to shape for you, you have an ID chip in your arm. The world they want to shape for you, you don't have the freedoms that you had before. You got hours. The world that they want to shape for you, there's a bogeyman on the loose so they can give you a needle to try to reduce your numbers. You see, when you are geno-recessive and not geno-dominant, that means your race won't last too long. That means that you're going to have to die. All you sisters out there that have forsaken your race and said, you got to love who you want to love. You better peep game for real. They're people that you're falling for. They need your genes to stay alive. I know you don't want to hear that from this bro this morning. You probably laying next to one of those Edomites right now, but I'm not the one that wrote that. Y'all wrote that down. Y'all need to study up and show yourself approved before you try to debate with your kinfolk. It's my morning mental. Sorry. Not sorry. Let me speak to the entertainment industry for a minute. I understand that a lot of y'all rock with what I'm saying. And I know that a lot of y'all probably support the movements that you see happening. Oh, I've been reached out by people from the NBA. And I'm not going to call no names, some superstars that have hit me up directly. I've been reached out by some very prominent rappers, R&B singers. I'm not going to call no names. And I understand that you have handlers and you do have to feed your family and you want to maintain your lifestyle. But if you are not thinking of a way to channel all of that success and all of that money into building a black nation, then you are more of a hindrance to us than a help. We don't need you to come out and just throw your fists in the air just so you can get some camera time because you're trying to sell a new album. Trust and believe if you come out and support your people wholeheartedly, your album gonna sell anyway. Mr. Cannon could have dropped a song today after what he did yesterday if he had never apologized, and it will go platinum, super double diamond right now because the people are feeling you. And when we say power to the people have the power. The people are now starting to exercise that power. See, they don't want y'all to exercise your power. They don't want you to boycott them. They don't want you to start calling them out. They don't want you to leave them. Yes, it has been an abusive relationship, but they don't want you to go. They don't. They want you to stay because without you, they don't know how they're going to make it. Y'all remember the song by Lenny White. Y'all remember Lenny? Because I Love You. Y'all remember the song? The bro broke it down. Bro, I know that song had, let me tell you something. I was in a happy relationship and I played that damn song and she came in, what's wrong with you? I don't know what I'm going to do. Y'all got to stay away from them slow songs like that because they show you that when we're broken, when we're contrite, when we're humbled, we realize that we just don't want to lose you. And to my black family, I don't want to lose you. I know it's been a rough relationship. We ain't all been good to each other, but I don't want to lose you. I don't want to have to leave you. I don't want to have to go sit in a Wakanda that we actually build and have to say, damn, look what they going through. They could have been here with us, but somebody play that Lenny Williams for me. Y'all remember how the song used to start? Soon as the song came in, everybody got sad. You could be the happiest person in the room. You could come in and say, you know what? I just got a new hit record. I got a new TV show. I got an endorsement for this. I'm selling hair products. And all of a sudden, doom, 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 doom. Everybody's suddenly, man, why are you playing that song, dog? Because it makes you remember that you could lose all of this and we could all be gone. So remember, as I come to the end of my morning mental, sorry, not sorry. Nick, I understand, but you have to understand intent versus impact, my brother. Your intent may be to save what you can, but the impact that it has had on the brothers and sisters that were behind you saying, you damn right, stand on your square. Now, all of a sudden, the white people now feel, see, once again, we cracked the whip and the brother, well, he gave in. I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm letting you know, brother, that the impact is a lot deeper than you know. So I hope that this move that you made, and I got none but love for you. I hope that you come out of this on the other side and say, oh, he flipped the script on them. That's what I'm hoping. I do extend the opportunity for you and I to have this dialogue. If you would like to sit down on your podcast, I'm pretty sure they'll get pissed all over again. Like I said before, if you want to truly show everybody that you made a master chess move to save your business, but you still feel the same way without being offensive to anyone, then you have a brother like myself or someone else on your podcast. Because if you want to let the folks know that you still got your hand on the pulse of all the things that you talk about, and brother, I've watched you. I see the movement in you, but I need you to stand up with us because the apology that you gave looks like you gave in, not gave it because you're trying to save anything. I want y'all to know to stay tuned that there's a major announcement coming. I cannot talk about it until after it has happened, but I will throw this name in the air. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor has been on my mind, and y'all know once I get something on my mind and I become fixated with it, I kept telling y'all that you do not protest old school. Walking around with signs and holding hands and getting arrested does not work anymore. This ain't Martin Luther King writing the letters from the Birmingham jail. This is not that. Let me tell y'all the difference. Before I go, let me tell you the difference. You see, back in the 60s and the 50s, we went through a thing where if you got arrested and they put you in jail, it was only a matter of time before the Klan showed up and snatched your ass out of there and lynched you. So going to jail was a real risk. Okay? Especially when we were not even considered full human beings by law. Going to jail today, it's still a risk, but you ain't got to worry about nobody coming in there, breaking the bars down, yanking your ass out and taking you out front, hanging you from a damn tree and taking pictures of it. That's the risk. So I kept telling y'all, no. And now to show y'all the power of the people, I'm going to say this right now. If you rock with the NFAC or you are the NFAC and I just told you to go on alert, I want you to put your city right now. Show your city, rep where you from. Show them that it's not just a local thing, that we are a global thing. Where you from? Rep where you from right now, because we about to make a move and I think they need to understand. Let me read some of these places. I'm talking about Breonna Taylor and NFAC. I need y'all. I got ATL already done stood up saying that they standing ready. I see DC saying we standing up and we ready. Tuscaloosa, Alabama says we standing up and we ready. Detroit says they ready. Jayville, Duval said they ready. Nashville, Richmond, VA, saying they up in this bitch. Chicago, Chi-Town, Philadelphia, it says they up in here. Stanford, Connecticut, saying that they ready. Norfolk, Virginia, saying they ready. The Big Apple done checked in. New York, saying they ready. H-Town in this motherfucker right now, saying they ready. The whole DMV, B-More, saying they ready. I'm seeing who's ready and who ain't ready, because when I make the call, you're gonna have to let me know. New Jerusalem saying they ready. Greenville, South Carolina. Augusta, Georgia, saying they ready. Y'all saying y'all up in here. I'm gonna find out who's up in here when I make the call. Phoenix, Arizona. Bridgeport, Connecticut, saying they ready. If y'all ain't ready, then don't talk about it. Miami saying they rolling in from the 305. This is what I mean about us being unified. I'm talking about Breonna Taylor saying they ready. Okay, I want you to tell me where you from so I can find out who's ready. Las Vegas says that they ready. You see what I'm looking at? I see where this is coming from. It's interesting that it all seems to be coming from the same areas. I'm not so much paying attention to who's ready. I'm looking at who's not ready. I'm looking at who being quiet. I'm looking at Toronto, Canada says they ready. My Haitian brothers saying they ready. Montreal saying they ready. If you ain't ready, then why are you here? Dallas, Texas, Big D talking about they ready. I'm noticing there's only the same states, 444, that keep coming up. I don't see none of the other places that claim. I don't see North Cackalack up in here. I don't see South Click up in here. Cincinnati talking about they ready. Savannah, Georgia talking about they ready. I don't see none of these other folks that talk real strong. Are you being blocked? Is something wrong? Louisiana, stay down for the get down, saying they ready. In the Lou, saying they ready. But I'm noticing who's not ready. That's my problem. I should see someone from all 50 states, unless we being blocked. Y'all make sure y'all let somebody know that this is my morning mental. And I got some announcements for y'all. NFAC on alert, stand by. I'll get back to y'all real soon. I hope I haven't offended you. I hope you'll come back and join me. There'll be no facts over feelings tonight. There's a reason for that. I will be a guest on another show. And I want y'all to realize that don't wait for, there'll be no facts over feelings tonight. I will be live with someone else. So please just stay tuned for that. That's going to be at 7 p.m. I do want to also let you know next week, a big shout out to Rod Digger, Flip Mode and Lord Jamal. I'll be on the Yadameen podcast with them. We're going to chop it up. And last night, big shout out to my man Yuckmouth, Mr. I Got Five on it. We did the hip hop forum last night, right after we did Facts Over Feelings. I will be back with you all tomorrow morning for another morning mental. And I guarantee you, you're not going to want to miss that one, because after you find out what's going to happen today, I told you we don't talk the talk. We walk the walk. And we're not saying nobody else can't walk. You can walk too. There's enough shit going on that there's enough going around. Racism been here all this time. It ain't going nowhere. Get your peoples together. Get your peoples organized. But it looks a lot better if we're all on the same sheet of music. Big shout out to the Fred Hampton Gun Club. Big shout out to the Black Riders, NFAC affiliates. Big shout out to the Pan-African French Resistance. Big shout out to the EFF, NFAC affiliates. You understand what I'm saying? I want y'all to meet me back here. Don't beat me back here. Meet me back here so we all on the same accord. I give most praises to the high. I hope you have a fantastic day. And yes, if nobody told you, I'm going to keep telling you until you get it. I love all my peoples. I hold nothing against you, even if you hold something against me, because we're going to get there, but only if we try and pull together. We have to be unified. Y'all have a great day. And this has been my morning mental. Grandmaster Jay. Shalom.